Two-part question on that. How real do you really think it's gonna get made for the next fight?
No, I don't. I would. If I was a betting man, I'd bet against that. I wouldn't think so.
And why on that one? And also, how you think the fight will stack up as if it happens in September?
I just try to read between the lines with Oscar's post that press conference. They're going to start negotiating, but it didn't really sound like he wanted to negotiate as much as he wanted to dictate.
He didn't say make a fight.
Yeah, he sounded like he wanted to dictate. And I remember when somebody asked him about is the weight going to be an issue, he said no, 155 pounds and odd is not an issue for Canelo Alvarez. He makes 155 easy. But that's not what the question was anticipated to be asked. You know, that's not what he answered that his own way. 155 pounds was never an issue for Canelo. Nobody was saying it's 155 pounds is an issue for Canelo. 155 pounds is an issue for the fight, though. For that actual fight to happen, that's an issue. So, you know, it sounded more like it didn't sound like more like they planned to negotiate a fight as much as the more they planned to dictate the negotiation. So I don't know how much Golovkin's gonna bend. I do think in the end, Golovkin's team is gonna have to bend somewhat to make this fight happen. Canelo's not just gonna hand it to them. The Golden Boy's not just gonna hand it to them. But it's a matter of how much they're willing to bend.
From you being a boxing purist, do you think it's crazy? They're fighting for the 160-pound belt, but they're not gonna fight at 160. I think that's just blasphemy.
Welcome to business.
And also, do you think for the fight to happen realistically, just politics aside, Canelo gives up the belt, Triple G gets it in this year, and they fight in May? You think that's the most realistic under the 155 terms?
It's possible. I mean, I don't know. It's possible. You know, it's going to be tricky. It's going to be tricky. You know, you hope the fight happens in the end, but it's going to be tricky.
And last but not least, talk about the state of boxing with all this craziness going on. Got the heavyweights coming up now. We got this Triple G and Canelo high.
Boxing always has its ups and downs, you know, but there's always good enough fighters that make fights exciting and make things exciting, make things interesting. And, you know, people always complain. I mean, fans not everybody can always be happy, but I think it's in a good position right now. I think some good fights coming up on the horizon. You know, you just had tonight's fight was better than it was better than I thought it was going to be. You know, you have the talk of Canelo Golovkin happening. You hope that eventually that happens. Thurman Porter's coming up. Anthony Santa Cruz is coming up. You know, you got Salido and Francisco Vargas coming up June 4th.
Wilder and Wilder and Povetkin?
Wilder and Povetkin is May 21st. You also have a card on Showtime later that night with some decent fights. You know, there's a lot of boxing on, and you know, it's some pretty good fights in the meantime.
Thanks for your time, Ring TV. We got you back.
Thanks, guys.